Welcome to Subramani. I was recently asked to speak to a bunch of doctors, and since these were not young doctors, right? So young doctors, I would say, don't buy a clinic, don't buy a house, buy your clinic. Don't be in a hurry to buy a car. Your clinic is more important than your car. You can use Uber and Ola. Wait, but these were not young 22-year-olds, right? These were 50-year-olds, 45, 50-year-olds, successful doctors who had already created wealth. Whether they were doing right things, wrong things, how they did their business, it's none of my business. It's actually none of my business as to how you have made your money. I'm more talking about attitude towards money and what you should do. So I started by saying the worst thing that can happen to a doctor, and especially a doctor couple, both in the same, right? Both dentists, both ophthalmologists, is divorce, because you paid for each other's assets. The wife has made a down payment for the house, the husband has paid the EMI, the same thing for a dental chair, and all these equipment, especially for ophthalmal and dentistry equipment is expensive. So I said, in typical Morgan Housel style, that creating wealth is easy, maintaining it is far more difficult than it's like having a kid is easy, looking after a kid and making sure that the kid does well in life, having good attitude and all that is the skill, right? The pain of bringing up a kid is far greater than the labor pain which that woman suffers for half an hour, 1 hour when she's delivering the kid. We don't realize any of that, and if it turns out to be wrong, that if the kid has problems, then it is even worse. A normal kid, I think Sadhguru says this, if you have a normal kid, it's a 20-year project. If your kid has got some serious deficiencies for whatever, and then it's a lifetime project. So so looking after wealth, looking after kids is not going to be very easy, and the thing is, not having wealth is different, but having wealth and then losing it is very, very painful, because you have got used to a certain, it's exactly like reputation. When nobody knows you, it's okay. Like a Hindi song, Jungle mein mor nacha kisne dekha. Nobody is seeing a peacock dance in the forest, right? So, but once you have created reputation, every word that you say, if you're a Rahul Gandhi or if you're a Narendra Modi, then every word that you say, or even if you're a yogi and you say batenge to katenge, or things like that, then you really become world famous. Every word that you say is being seen, regulated, whatever. Every one of us wants more money. So I told the doctors that every one of us wants more money, but if I ask you what are the things which make you happy, the top 5 things will not have money, right? It will say, okay, children doing well, because I'm talking of 50-year-olds, children doing well academically, or whatever field they are in, they're doing well, or what, any of those things, right? So those things, the vacation that you organize with your friends, it didn't cost much money. Maybe it cost a lakh or lakh and a half, but 5 of you went, you had fun. The whole process of conceptualizing the holiday, creating a WhatsApp group, keeping in touch with them, going and coming, that whole process for about a lakh or 2 lakhs doesn't really, it was not the money which mattered, it was the fact that you had those good and fun remembrances that matter, right? You took photos, you have it, and you can go back to it, see it after 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. So those things are not money, but the fact that you have enough money that you could ignore your practice and go for 10 days, that was caused by money. So it is wrong to say that money doesn't matter. Money does matter. Money gives you the confidence that you can go on such vacations, right? And vacations is one of the most expensive things, because it doesn't buy anything tangible. So if you ask me, will I buy a purse, men's purse costing 2 lakhs? The answer is no. But will I spend 2 lakhs on a vacation where actually I'm getting nothing tangible? Answer is yes, right? So these things do happen. So whether this is right, somebody who doesn't travel at all, doesn't go out anywhere, buys a 2 lakh rupee purse or a 5 lakh rupee handbag, it suits them, right? So every one of us chooses how we use the money, but is that giving same pleasure? Well, for the person buying the purse, it is giving some great pleasure. For me, travel is giving great pleasure. So we all choose how to spend our money, but largely that once you have money, the fact that you have money, the fact that you look at your statement is not giving you great pleasure. You're not opening the window and shouting, I have got X amount of money. You're not doing that, right? So that you think will happen when you don't have money, but by the time you have money. So I keep saying good wealth or good health. It's nice to know that you have good health to be able to plan trips which include 20-kilometer walks or 10-kilometer jogs or climbing up a mountain. You know that health background is there for you to be able to do it. Exactly like that, wealth is in the background, and the fact that wealth is in the background is nice, but it is not individually giving you pleasure. You have to use that health and wealth to create pleasure, right? So that is something very important. So again, a combination, I was asking these doctors, is what would you like better? Would you like lesser amount of money but happy family, a balanced life, or would you take a 5 times more money but with an estranged family? I mean, worst case is of course a divorce, or you have been fighting, your children are not doing well, or your children are doing things which you don't approve, which you don't like, which you can't stop them from doing. You don't want to throw them out of the house, they're 28 years of age, not earning. So with all that unhappiness, would you want 5x the money? Maybe you will throw yourself more into your practice, you will earn more money, but that does not give you the same pleasure as a lesser amount of money. All of us want a balanced life. It is not that God give me so much money that I don't care about the other things. No, it is not that. We all want everything in a reasonable balance. So also I told these doctors, when a younger doctor or generally in society people look up to you, mostly, at least, I mean this is true in case of doctors, is it is envy. And typically they'll say, oh, he must be charging a lot, that's why he can afford this. They don't say this for a broker, they don't say this for a banker, they don't say this even for an insurance salesman, but they definitely say this for a doctor. Oh my God, he must be charging quite a bit, look at the latest cars that he has bought, right? So these things are there. So when you go out in a crowd, especially even among doctors and among non-doctors, I don't know whether there is as much admiration as there is envy. Right? Typically, I've heard doctors say, oh, that doctor, he was not good in school. He actually failed in 7th class and now he's so successful. Because they don't even realize that success as a doctor is science, because you should be a good doctor, and art, where you have good communication skills. We ignore the second part. We think a good doctor will make money. A doctor who always stood first will make money. Not true. A doctor who stood 10th or 12th or 15th in school, but he has got apathy, he's got empathy and he's got good communication skills, that person will be a successful doctor. Whereas many doctors who are academically very good, that's why they became doctors, at least in India, have apathy because they've got too much of arrogance, and so they have money, but when they find that somebody who's not as good as them academically making more money, they get little jealous. So is it admiration or is it envy? I really don't know. And I mean, doesn't matter if people are envious of you or jealous of you, it shouldn't matter, but that's how it is. And there's another problem which I have said this to doctors, and it is as much applicable to more successful people, other successful people, is when you're about 50 years of age and you're looking for a financial advisor, look for somebody your age or look at somebody very successful, maybe 10-15 years younger than you, because the 22-year-old boy who's a chartered accountant or who's selling financial products to you is intimidated by you. So he will say yes to everything that you say till you get into trouble, and then he will tell you, I thought you knew, therefore you were telling me, you never asked me, you forced your view on me. He'll not say you forced your view on me, but that is what he means. So be very careful about how you communicate, especially once you're more successful. There is nobody who is going to tell you that you're wrong, this is stupid, you bought products which are not suitable. You may find some 100 reasons why you bought 4 ULIPs and you actually lost money. But nobody is going to tell you that you have been stupid, because the guy who's coming to sell to you saying, okay, this guy has been so stupid that he'll bought 4 bad products, he'll buy mine more easily, right? So nobody is going to tell you that what you have done is wrong. So when you're young and you're correct and you're giving good advice, people will not listen to you, but once you're rich and powerful, people will listen to you. I think Buffett said this, he said, when I was 21 I was giving better advice, whereas now whatever I say, people will find some inner meaning, or typical Charlie Munger's child. Buffett also has said that, right? Another thing which made you successful was anxiety, stress, all those things, and you're perhaps unable to give up even though you have enough money. Let's say you need 3 crores for retiring and you have 10 crores. You still can't give up stress. You cannot give up that patient. You cannot give up that client, whoever, whatever it is, right? Suddenly you are working for your employees, you're working for your children, you're working for somebody, you're not working for yourself. That also causes stress, but some stress you're able to give up, but most stress you're unable to give up. So again you start working that the very famous 70 hours a week, 100 hours a week, whatever, whether it's your own business or whether you're in service. So that is not going to be very easy, and if you're going to take that much of stress, somebody is going to turn around and ask, look, you have enough money, why are you taking stress? That's become a habit, that's it. So you also realize that if you have acquired wealth over a long period of time, either by service or by working, that money is perhaps likely to be more sticky, because you spend 1 rupee when you have 10, or some people spend 1 rupee when they have 100, right? So you are more careful with your money, and when you get money slowly, you tend to, like a frog in the hot water, you tend to accept it more slowly. So you upgrade from spending X amount to 2x to 4x on your travel, on your eating out, on your cars, etc. But from being poor, if you suddenly go to being rich, which means fragile wealth, you hit a lottery or something like that, chances are you don't know, you've not acclimatized enough, right? See, if you are walking up a mountain, at every stage you're acclimatizing, but again at 11,000 feet they'll say, let's stop here for a night, and next stop would be at 13,000. So again you'll stop one night, then you will be at 15,000, then you will again stop for maybe 2 nights. You want to get acclimatized, right? But if you have been poor and you have been, let's say, 10 lakh net worth, and suddenly you get a 1 crore lottery, you just jump, right? So no acclimatization has happened. Chances are you will just lose it. Go and find on the internet enough stories on how quick money, lottery, fragile wealth has destroyed people, because the ability to manage has not been there. There is not enough acclimatization, right? So that is one thing. And again I have been telling doctors, reputation can hurt very badly. One bad move at the age of 45 or 50 and people finding out about it can completely ruin your practice. It is just like this, that the practice goes for a toss. So your reputation management, having adequate insurance to pay in case there is a case filed against you, those are the very important things which you can't neglect. Immaterial of how much money you have to have that kind of risk cover. You may not need life insurance, or you may not even need medical insurance if you have enough money, but some kind of an insurance to protect you against some false cases is very important, right? So the more the more successful you are, the more vulnerable you are to such cases. One more thing for you yourself, when you start earning well, your expectation also goes up. You want to now earn more and more and more. It's like alcohol. One peg does not excite you anymore. You need 8 pegs. So that is another problem that you have to tackle. And one very important thing, I don't know, all Hindi knowing people should hear this song, Chadta Suraj Dheere Dheere Dhalta Hai Dhal Jayega. Remember, in 100 years, nobody is going to remember you or me. Not your kids, not your grandchildren, nobody. 100 years after your death, or even 100 years after your birth, unless of course you live till the age of 95. 100 years after your death, nobody is going to remember you. You can be sure. My daughter is not going to remember my grandfather. Chances are she will remember my father a little hazily. She may remember me, but my great grandchild is not going to remember me, right? So once you know that, start behaving accordingly. Thank you.